It is incredible how wild games can be at Fenway Park. Jays lose their third consecutive game and now fall to 18-12 on the year. They lose 7-6 today to the Red Sox. They were leading 6-3, and we saw it dwindle away, and you lose. Kikuchi got the start, and definitely was not as good as we've been seeing all year long to this point. Same with Barrios yesterday. And Chris Bassett obviously had that really rough first inning in the finale against Seattle. So the rotation the last few days hasn't been great. Bottom of the second inning, Christian Arroyo hits a solo shot, giving them a 1-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the third inning, Rob Refsnyder hits a deep single, but then he gets thrown out at second base from Kevin Kiermaier. But Verdugo scores on that play, so it's a 2-0 Red Sox lead. Then bottom of the fourth inning, Yoshida hits a solo shot, and it is 3-0 Red Sox through 4 innings, and the Jays offense hasn't got squat going against Tanner Houck. And I mentioned it, I think when I previewed the series there a couple days ago, and I said that Tanner Houck, he does a lot of damage against the Blue Jays. It seems that he dominates them quite good. But in the bottom of the fifth inning, they start getting to him. Vladdy hits a 2-run single. Kiermaier and Jano score, and it's in a 3-2 game. And then Tanner Houck throws a pass ball. Bo Bichette scores in the play, and hey, we're tied at 3. But they weren't done. Little infield single for Matt Chapman. Then it says Vladdy to the third. Well, it was an infield single, yes, but move Vladdy to the third, and you're thinking, okay, maybe we had 2 out, maybe you can get an opportunity. Dalton Varsho drills probably the deepest part of the ballpark, or one of the deepest part of the ballpark, and it's a 3-run shot for Dalton Varsho. Vladdy and Chappie come in to score, and the Jays went from being down 3-0 in the top of the fifth to being up 6-3, and you're thinking, man, this is fantastic. Then, bottom of the fifth inning, though, Rob Refsnyder hits an RBI single. In comes Alex Verdugo. Then with 2 out, Yoshida hits an RBI single. Justin Turner comes in to score. And it is a 1-run ball game. It is 6-5. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Connor Wong hits a solo shot to left. And we're tied. 2 innings later, Connor Wong up again. Hits a shot to left field and it's gone. Off of Eric Swanson. And the Jays offense don't get anything else going the rest of the way, and they lose 7-6. Very telling, though, the confidence or lack thereof that John Schneider has in guys like Kevin Biggio and Brandon Bell. Now, that's nothing new, I guess, for us fans visually. But with a righty and Tanner Houck on the hill, interesting to see those 2 guys both on the bench. Offensively today, George Springer was 0 for 5. He had a tough night. Bo Bichette went 0 for 2, but he did walk twice and came around to score once. Vladdy had a good day, 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. A run scored, obviously, on his 2-run single that he had. Matt Chapman had a hit and a run scored. Dalton Varsho had a good day, 2 for 4 with a run scored. 3 RBIs, obviously, on his home run. Kevin Kiermaier had a couple hits. He was 2 for 4 in the ballgame. Team overall, only 8 hits, though, 6 strikeouts, and they walked 3 times. Not a terrible offensive night. Hell, you scored 6 runs. It should win you a ball game. But in the end, the pitching staff, and this is what we talked about, this is when the Jays were dominant, when they were getting winning streaks, when they were doing well earlier on. What was the common denominator? The starting pitching. And Yusei Kikuchi went 4 1/3 today, allowed 9 hits, 2 home runs, 5 earned runs. All of his runs were earned. Only struck out 2 guys. Now, he didn't walk anybody, so that's a good sign, but only 2 strikeouts through 4 1/3, allowed 9 hits and 2 bombs. Not what you want to see from Kikuchi, but then your bullpen comes out, right? And Zach Pop goes 2/3 and inning, allows a couple hits and a run scored. Tim Mesa comes out there, goes 2/3 and inning, allows 2 hits, and I believe one of those hits brought in a run, but it was there was that one charge to Zach Pop, and the 2 hits that Zach Pop allowed, I think it was either 1 or 2 of those runs were for Yusei Kikuchi, right? So it was just a disaster out of the bullpen there. Jimmy Garcia was fantastic. He went an inning in the third, allowed 1 walk, but that was it. Had a strikeout, and Eric Swanson obviously gave up the solo shot to Connor Wong to give them the win. And that was the only hit that he allowed in this outing. this team is confusing me because the bullpen just before the last game against Seattle had been dominant. They had been dominant. But then you look at this game and you're like, well, Pop wasn't great, Meza wasn't great, Swanson wasn't great. Well, you know, Swanson allowed one hit, but it left the ballpark and it lost you the ball game. And then you look at yesterday's. You know, I'm just looking at the stats here. Tim Meza, wasn't great. Allowed 2/3 of an inning. I think, well, he didn't allow any hits or any base runners. I guess he was fine. Nate Pearson was good, but then Jordan Romano, your closer, your guy. Him and Eric Swanson, we've all kind of figured out, are the two main guys. Well, both guys allowed home runs in big spots in back-to-back days to lose you games. It's tough. Romano allowed the walk-off there yesterday, and Eric Swanson allowed the solo shot in the 8th inning to put them up. It's tough. It's Fenway Park, though. It's Boston. I hate them all. I'm glad the Bruins are out. Leafs stunk tonight. We'll talk about that shortly, but it's painful. Now, the good news for Blue Jay fans, though, you got the big Puma on the hill. Alex Verdugo's favorite player. Alek Manoah gets the ball tomorrow for the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 3 of this 4-game set. At the very worst, you have a chance to split this series. The Blue Jays have Nick Pivetta on the hill for the Red Sox. And I believe the Jays light up Nick Pivetta. More importantly, I believe Bo Bichette lights up Nick Pivetta. It would be a great sign to get the Jays offense flowing and Alek Manoah to get the starting rotation back on the right foot. You have Manoah, you have Gosman versus Brian Bayo. That is the pitching matchup in the finale there on Thursday evening. You have a chance here to win these two games and kind of get Jays fans off the ledge. That doesn't make sense why people are on the ledge at 18-12 in May 2nd. It makes no sense. But was it a pretty game tonight? No. But it's baseball, man. You play 162 of these things, you're going to have tough stretches. It's just unfortunate you had a 6-game win streak and now you followed up by losing 3 in a row. That's the last thing you want. You want to win 6, lose 1, win 3 or 4 more. That's a really, really good sign. They have not been doing that. And they've lost in tough ways. Let's put it that way, right? Cal Raleigh hitting the home run in extras. You had getting walked off yesterday. And then Connor Wong hitting 2 home runs in 2 innings. Well, I guess technically 3 innings. You had the 6th, you hit it, and then 7th, and then the 8th. Yeah, 2 home runs in 3 innings to beat you 7-6. So, very painful. But, as I mentioned, you have your 2 best pitchers on the hill over the next 2 days. Can you go out there and get a couple wins and split the 4-gamer at Fenway? Hey, we'll have to see, though, all right? Tomorrow's game is a 7-10 first pitch at Fenway. Like I mentioned, Alek Manoah, Nick Pivetta is the starting pitching matchup there, all right? So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one if you enjoyed the video and not this game today because it was not entertaining to watch. Let's be real and let's be honest. A lot of us were probably watching the Leaf game as well, and that wasn't great either. So hit the like button if you guys enjoyed the video, but not the game. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not done so already. The Twitter and Instagram links and the Discord and TikTok links are down there as well. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly as they lost Game 1 to the Panthers. I'll break that all down for you very shortly here. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, they're back in action tomorrow for Game 3 of the 4-game set at Fenway Park. And Nick Pivetta, Alek Manoah is a pitching matchup there. 7-10 first pitch at Fenway. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.